do, and then if it takes off, it takes off. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
all big YouTubers all started out small, like really small, and just over time, it just them putting some commitment and time into it, it eventually became feasible for them to focus on that only. And you know, it's really cool watching success stories from like the streamers and YouTubers is really neat to me. Um,
Yeah, like a lot, and like another thing to point out is like a lot of the most popular streamers never went into streaming with the intention of making it their job. It just
mhm,
kind of happened that way, right? You should never
right.
go into. I think that it's a bad attitude to have. I think what it leads to, like you can succeed if you go into like entertainment with your entire purpose being success, right?
Hmm.
I think it's entirely feasible to do so. You can go into it and be like, okay, I'm going into this to make this my job and to succeed. But when it comes to like the entertainment industry, that's something that's hard to quantify. It's hard to
Right.
quantify success in entertainment. Like you look at
Hmm.
someone like I'll just name like Mizkif, right? You know who Mizkif is?
Hmm.
Like one of the most popular
A little
streamers on
bit.
Twitch, right? I don't
Hmm.
watch him.
Yeah.
I don't know who I don't really even know who Mizkif is that much, right? But I
Hmm.
know that he's like in a lot of the streamers I watch channels. I don't know, like I go back and I see why he started doing well, and it's literally just because he just like was streaming and his personality was interesting, and then he blew up, right? Because he was friends with people who were
Hmm.
streamers, right?
Right.
He never went into it planning to make it his job. He had other things in mind, but then that just ended up working out that way. Ludwig is the same way. I looked at his. He just started streaming because he had nothing to do, right? And he was looking. He was in between jobs, and so he started streaming, and then that started working, and then it became his job. I feel like
Right.
Cutie Cinderella, she's Ludwig's girlfriend. She had the same kind of thing. She went into streaming, doesn't plan on making it her job. It was just a hobby. Next thing you know, now it's her job because she started doing well in it. And
Hmm.
that's what makes success in these things so hard to quantify. I mean, think about the most popular YouTubers, right? Think about all these
Right.
kinds of things. They didn't succeed because they had a plan, because there was any way to actually succeed. They succeeded because they were interesting and luck. I feel like that's why even a lot of people on
Hmm.
Twitch say is like a lot of success on any of these platforms is literally just luck. It's like
Yeah.
being noticed by the algorithm or by other streamers or by people. Being noticed
Hmm.
is what gets you popular, right? And
Yep.
being noticed is not something you can put on paper. You can't be like, okay, I'm gonna do this to get noticed. I mean,
Right.
technically, right? You could like make a fake account on Reddit and post a clip of your stream to like live stream fails. But even then, that's also like you have to get noticed, right? If no one upvotes your
Right.
post, you're not gonna get anything from it. So,
Hmm. Yeah.
um, the first thing of this bulleted list, I think, should be what's like the first step I think people should take.
I think it's, of course, like I'm not super well versed in this stuff specifically, but if it were me, right, I feel like it's gotten to the point where networking becomes extremely important. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Okay. So I think the first
Um,
thing then should be networking. I think
right.
the
If
first
it
thing
were
on this
me,
list.
and now I don't think that was true like a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, a couple of years ago, you could make it without
Hmm.
having to network. I mean, that's how most of the big guys got there. Is they didn't network; they just kind of made it.
Just by being first.
But
Yeah.
now it's so much like I always look at Ludwig, and I feel like it's really weird. The way he succeeded was like I think is the last success story of someone who just wasn't noticed by anyone else, who had no friends in the industry, who had no skin in the game, who
Hmm.
succeeded, right?
Right.
Put it that way. He's like one of the last streamer success stories like that. And I feel
Hmm.
like we see less and less of those every day. I mean,
Right.
I can't think of any other streamer that's like a recent streamer that succeeded
Hmm.
by the merit of themselves, right?
Right.
And so when it comes to
I really don't know any.
yeah, so when it comes to like networking, I guess you could do the formal email way, like formal emails sent to their business account, right?
Hmm.
Oh, what's
Yeah.
up? What's up, Kazieko? How's it going, bro? You doing good?
Are you streaming right now?
Yeah, I am. I went live just to lay out the plan of success. It's mainly for the VOD, so I can watch it back, so I can know through my own thinking.
I
You know what
got
I
you.
mean? Because I think
Yeah,
out loud a
yeah.
lot. And that so like it's hard for me to remember what I don't write down. So it helps me to remember how I came to the conclusion that I have reached, right?
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think the first thing when it comes to networking is just like a formal. You could like formally email a popular streamer, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I just started streaming, bro. As you see, I'm laying out a little document here. I just started. Uh, I think the second thing, actually, let's lay out all the headers first before I go deep into these. So the second header I think should be personality, right? Does that sound? I think
Yeah.
that's a very very important part of any stream. I think, right? Is
Yeah.
is the person
Yeah.
who's streaming personality, like, because
Hmm.
I actually I'll change this. How do streamers become popular? Because personality is part of it.
Hmm. Oh,
Uh,
for sure.
what's my goal? That is something I'm laying out here. My goal, I guess right now goals. I put a goals one. Right now my goal is like like I said, 10 followers. My goal, I said this earlier when I wasn't streaming, but my goal is 10 followers, not 10 followers, 10 consistent viewers, right? Just having a viewer base of 10 people, right? That's
Hmm.
like the entire goal for like till the end of the year, because that's very hard. Like that's the hardest hurdle to get over is getting to that like between that 10 and 20 range, right? Getting between that 10 and 20. Oh, thank you, Lucky Sniper. Thank you for following, bro. Um,
I got you.
Yeah. So like the goal to the end of the year is 10 to 20 consistent viewers, right? Once I get to that goal, right, then things become a bit different because the like I said that's the hardest hurdle, but once people start noticing your stream, once it's up in that like little 10-20 area, it's easier to get to 100 than it is to get to 10-20 because there's way
Hmm.
more viewers at one there's way more streams at one viewer than there are streams at 10 to 20 viewers. And then there's way
Hmm.
more streams at 10 to 20 viewers than there are at 100, way more at 100 than there are at 1,000. It goes on like that, right?
Hmm.
And so you kind of have to layer it. So the goals, it's going to be like a procedural sort of goals. You have to lay out the foundations for a successful stream.
Hmm.
I think the next one we can set is content ideas, I guess. Like what makes good content? What makes good content? Like what makes and I think the next thing is I think for now I think these are some good headers. I think I'll move
Hmm.
on to the so I'll do networking I guess last. I don't really want to dive deep into that because I don't really have many connections in any. I don't have any skin in the game, right? And because there's no
Right.
skin in the game, it's hard to like network.
Hmm.
So let's think about how streamers become popular. Let's do the subheaders. So personality. Personality. Personality is one of the most important things to a streamer. I mean, who do you watch? You watch the Aussie streamer, right? And why do you watch him?
Hmm.
Because he has similar interests to you, and because probably his
Hmm.
personality, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so I think a lot of streamers that are really like, let's talk about Mizkif, let's talk about Ludwig. Mizkif and Ludwig, they are very. I turn 18 on October 7th, which is when I'm planning on actually like making all of this into a more formal thing. Right now, I'm just streaming
Right.
as kind of like every now and then I kind of turn it on because I'm not old enough to make a business account, not old enough to do that kind of stuff. But when I turn 18 on the 7th of next month,
Hmm.
that's when I'm planning on actually like getting a schedule going at least and seeing what else I can set up because I know like for a fact I don't want to set up a PayPal business account. That is something you should set up when you
Hmm.
get like when you have a consistent viewer base of like 50, then you should start setting up donations and stuff like that, right? Because
Right.
that's the whole government form thing. I don't want to go through the process. Even when I turn 18, it'll be awful. I know my mother owns her own business, and it's awful for her to go through that. She doesn't even make that many sales,
Hmm.
right? And it's just you have to
Right.
fill out an entire new form every month. It's awful. But
Yeah.
because of my age, I think if I was any younger, I wouldn't like want to achieve this because like this is basically the best chance I have to try to get a head start before I get to college, right? Because I
Hmm.
think college, especially because in Corona, I think it would be it's easier specifically. Like if I was going to college now, it'd still be a good chance to get a head start because college is online is easier than college in person. But I think the best shot I have is because I turned 18 sort of early. I turn 18 only like a semester, quarter through my senior year, right?
Hmm.
This to college, so I guess from like October 7th all the way to like August, late August. That's my chance to get a viewer base, right? That's the best chance I
Hmm.
have, especially with how little classes I have because I've already gotten all the classes I need, especially because of my scores already on everything. I don't need to actually put a lot of effort into school anymore because I already have basically assured that I'm into a college, right? So
Hmm.
this is my best chance to kind of cultivate any sort of viewer base, right? I think
Right.
at least that's my view on it. Um,
Hmm.
but anyways, personality. Streams become popular because of personality. Also, being good at something.
Hmm.
This is super important. Like, I have a friend. You know Connor. Connor is
Hmm.
really, really, really good at Counter Strike. I bet if he did a stream for Counter Strike, he could get viewers simply because of how good he is. Of course, he'd have to get noticed, but people would
Hmm.
follow him more than they like. Let's say we both had an equal chance of getting noticed, and like the same guy clicked onto my stream and then he clicked onto his stream, right?
Hmm.
They'd probably follow him. He's better at Counter Strike than I am, and if they're there
Hmm.
to watch the game, they want to watch someone good at the game, right?
Hmm.
So that's something that's very important. Like you kind of have to be good at something, right? Um, I'm gonna get a sweater on. I'm cold. Be right back.
Yeah. Matthias, you still here?
Fun.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, my sweater.
How's it going?
You were. Hold on.
Hey
I
Matthias. But yeah, being good at something I think is a very very, it's like very important to any sort of success on,
Hmm.
like, who were the most popular YouTubers back in the day? Call of Duty YouTubers who had like the highlight reels of like them getting insane kills, right?
Hmm. Right.
Shroud was one of the most popular Twitch streamers before he left Twitch, right? There's a reason for that. Shroud is, I think, a good mix. Like, Shroud, I think, is one of the perfect mixes between personality and being good at something. Shroud had a very interesting, chill persona. Everybody could interact
Hmm.
well with Shroud. And he was also insane at games, right? When you combine those two
Hmm.
things, people could watch his stream on mute and still want to watch because of how good he was at the games, or they could just listen to the audio and still want to watch because of how good he was at kind of conversation and especially talking to his chat, right?
Yeah.
So being good at something is a big element. I think also connections. So this can tie into networking, but connections are very important to becoming popular, especially nowadays. Like how we said earlier with networking, and this is kind of a subset of networking. Connections are one of the most important things um, at becoming popular. I mean, I'll use someone who's becoming popular now. If you watch Ludwig's stream, I watch his streams a lot because he's one of my favorite creators, right? He
Hmm.
streams a lot of Among Us, right? Everyone loves Among Us. Um,
Right.
Someone who recently became popular off of Among Us is a guy named Yeti. Yeti was one of Ludwig's mods, and he streamed Among Us with Yeti sometimes when he couldn't find a group of 10 people that were other streamers, right? Well, Yeti,
Hmm.
he's kind of good at Among Us. He's very good at that game. But he also was connected to Ludwig. Next thing you know, Yeti has now like 1,000 subs on Twitch, right? Already
Hmm.
partnered, right? His YouTube views have gone up. He got like 10,000 subscribers in the last like week, last month, right? Insane.
Right.
And that growth comes mainly from two factors. First off, he's being good at something. He's good at Among Us. He also has connections, Ludwig, right?
Hmm.
I think a combination of these elements are how you become popular, and
Hmm.
also, of course, luck. I think no outline for success can be complete without putting luck on, especially for like Twitch or YouTube. There's a lot of oversaturation in the market, and because of the amount of oversaturation, it's hard to get anywhere without luck. If you aren't lucky enough to actually
Hmm.
have people find your stream, right? People aren't gonna watch. That's just how it is, right?
Right.
Like I don't know how to say your name, bro. Koz Zico. I'm just gonna say Koz. Like Koz in chat. If you're still in chat, I don't know if you are. You clicked on my stream when you could have clicked on millions of other streams, right? That is a kind
Hmm.
of a combination. That's mainly just kind of luck. I happened to get a viewer because someone decided to click on my stream over the millions of other streams that have one viewer, right? And I consider that like that's a big element, right? No matter how you look at it, right? luck is how you get people to watch your stream. Keeping them there is a combination of personality and being good at something, but luck is how you pull people in,
Mm-hmm.
mainly, right? And also titling your streams really well. But titling your streams really well that's kind of like just like title your stream with whatever you're doing. It's hard to clickbait a stream.
It is.
I've tried. I remember someone clickbaited a stream once, and I clicked onto it, and it was just off. I was like, I hate this. I think I unfollowed that streamer because they did that. And I don't think that's a profitable way to go about it. Next, I think we have to think of goals. So, first goal, consistent viewer base, and let's put under that 10 to 20. I think that's a reasonable goal. I think I could get that maybe by the end of the year. I don't think it'd be impossible at all. I think the second thing is followers. So what's the follower goal? I have a follower goal of like 100. I've only got like 27 of those, right? I have 27 followers currently on Twitch. Most of those followers are my friends or family. The majority of them are, right? It's like, yeah. I could probably only like 7 of those followers are people that aren't within my friend or family group, and then of those 7, they've all only watched like once, right? And I think that is something that I think the goal should be 50 followers. I think that is a good goal. 50 followers. Also, what's the time frame? When do you think I should set this goal? Like, when do you think like I should reach this? You know what I mean?
Which goal is it, Gannon? And hello, Gannon.
Hello, Brandon. When do you think I should like? Do you think like by the end of the? Do you think this is like a reasonable goal by the end of the year?
I think so. I think
What goal is it?
especially if you're keeping consistency and you are kind of out like with the rest of the things on there, like a certain amount of success on Twitch does really kind of rely on luck. And I would say that, you know, whether that comes down to getting a shout out from a bigger streamer or whatever, but you know, and there is a certain factor with that relies on, but a lot of it also there. I feel like the rest of it comes up to you and your consistency. Do you have a plan? What are you streaming? Is it interesting? How's your personality in regards to the stream? And I feel like if you keep that up, more people are going to become interested, just as time goes on. If they start seeing your name, more and more, they'll be like, oh, I haven't checked him out, but he keeps, showing up under the certain section. I wonder what, he's doing.
Yeah, I think
So
I think you're completely right there. I think that, with that said, yeah, I think that I could probably achieve this by end of December then.
mhm.
So I'll
Are
put
you talking
goals.
about 100 followers?
No,
The 100 follower goal?
no, that goal is just there. I don't know why. I like it. I like having it there, and so I keep it there.
Wow.
Yeah. So by end of December, I think the consistent viewer base, that one's gonna be harder to achieve, but like a consistent viewer base of between 10 and 20 and 50 followers, between 50 and 100 followers. I think honestly, I think I should expand that, not to just be at 50, but like if I get like 52 viewers, all right, then I can achieve that. I think what else? Consistent schedule. I think that's something that's very important. The days I could probably stream like 4 days a week. I think. I don't think that'd be I don't think that'd be impossible to do. So I think consistent schedule, 4 days a week. I could probably do like. Let's say for now I could maybe do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, right? To get like Monday is an easy day for me to do. Like I could just do Monday nights. Consistent time. I think a consistent time would be really important. I think the best time because I work out at such a weird schedule. I work out any time between like 5 and 6. I could start working out, right? Because I work out with my family, and so I think that the best time frame, and I work it for an hour, would probably be like 8 to 11, or I guess I guess it'd have to be like 8 to 11, or like maybe 7:30, like 7:30 to 11.
Hello, Gage.
So I could probably do that.
LTS, whichever one joined.
7.
Harrison and
Hello.
Gannon and Gage. Did you see the post I put it on Instagram? Not the P one, but the other one.
No, I didn't see that.
What?
But yeah, I think a consistent time 7:30 to 11 p.m. So I have to make sure this is p.m. 7:30 p.m. to 11
I posted
p.m.
the color stereotypes for Among Us.
Oh yeah, no, I saw
Again,
that.
you like that
I
one.
like that. I thought you meant like an actual post.
No.
It was good. Okay. I will say actually, content ideas. That is a good header. I need content ideas. I learned. I read, like I said, from reading that document. I read that like 36 page document. Streaming popular games is not a good idea for getting viewers on any sort of platform. If I want to actually work towards grinding a viewer count, right? Rather than if I want to get up to a good viewer count, a good idea would not be. It wouldn't be like. It wouldn't be streaming stuff like Among Us or Counter-Strike, because no one's gonna scroll all the way down. It would have to be like more niche titles. It couldn't be titles that like are awful, right? You don't want to play bad games, right?
Right.
It would have to be games that are like games that people want to watch, but also not a lot of people are playing, right?
Gannon, you want to get Tarkov?
No. No, I don't want to get Tarkov.
I just read the description of Tarkov.
No, I did not.
Yes, you did.
I think other goals. I guess social media. I think it's just a good idea to set up like a Twitter stream, so like a Twitter under Casany, under the title Casany. Maybe not Instagram. I don't want to do an Instagram yet, just because there's no point, I don't think, in doing that yet. But I'll put this on the docket, so Instagram after first goals are met. We can do that. A Twitter, an Instagram. What else? I guess I could do YouTube. YouTube falls under an entirely different thing, though. Like, making good YouTube content is like, I have to know how to edit, right? That's hard. That's an entirely different beast. So yeah. Entire.
Yeah. So like, you know, obviously I'm not the best to quote on this,
Of course.
but like I have categories on Twitch that are just in my categories, and under that categories, it's categories we'll think you'll like.
Yes.
And
yes.
the first one is Among Us, and it has 498,000 viewers right now.
I can
Like
pull up
under
Twitch
the
right now,
title of
actually.
Among Us or Lows, like alone.
Yeah.
Jedi Fallen Order is also it's like the next category, right?
Mhm.
It has a total of 182 viewers.
Mhm.
So there's a very clear like drop off between like certain titles,
Mhm.
and I personally enjoy like Fallen Order much better.
Mhm.
So like there's like somewhat of whenever you, I guess, like when you're starting and you start playing games like Fallen Order and stuff like that, there's kind of a niche that you can fall into if you're not careful.
100%.
That's kind of like, oh, he's a Star Wars streamer, or oh, he's a RPG streamer, or anything like that. So I feel like mixing up your content when possible, but playing what you enjoy across titles that aren't being mainstreamed at the moment. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I
I
feel like-
think that's extremely important.
Yeah.
And you actually get you got started on a topic that I think is a good thing to bring up if I'm gonna put it in what makes good content ideas, and I'll make another header for this. What do I want to do, right? I think this is something that because
Play Among Us with PewDiePie. Jeez, come on.
Guess not that hard.
honestly, not that hard at all. Not that hard at all. I think, but yeah, you're completely right there. It's like you don't want to fall into niche. I'll look at I analyze a lot of streamers for fun. I think it's fun to do that. So like let's look at the streamer Connor Eats Pants, right? Connor Eats Pants is a very popular streamer, and
Mhm.
he kind of got stuck in a rut of Minecraft content, right?
Mhm.
Because Connor Eats Pants, he was on the SMP Live server, right? That's how he got known
Mhm.
about, right? He had like a YouTube and a Minecraft and a Twitch before him, but they were not that big. He got partnered because of SMP Live. But what that meant was because everyone was tuning in for his SMP Live streams. They weren't tuning in. They were tuning in because he was collabing with Schlatt. They weren't tuning in because of him, right? So what
Mhm.
happened was when SMP Live ended and he shifted back to his normal content, his normal variety content that he'd been doing before SMP Live, right? Everybody
Mhm.
was very, very upset and he lost most of the viewers he gained, right? Like a lot of them that he
All
gained,
right.
he lost. A lot of the subscribers that he gained, he lost. But not all of them. There were some that stick around. He had to shift his content, and like really hurt his channel. But it's benefited him
Mhm.
because he's doing stuff that he enjoys more, right? And so on the
Exactly.
topic of like, what do I want to do? Variety streaming is
Mhm.
kind of like way more fun than just streaming a single game. I don't
I
know,
agree.
like I don't know how those people who just stream Minecraft 24/7, right? That's all they do. I don't know how they do it, right?
Yeah,
I
Gage,
can
how do you do it?
like I can stream Minecraft for maybe like 4 hours, and I'm like, man, I'm bored. I don't want to play this game for like 2 more days.
Hey, Gage,
Yeah.
have anything to say about that?
Yeah, baby Gage, do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, baby Gage.
Man,
I guess no
I think we
response.
broke
I
him.
think we broke
he's so
Gage.
upset. He's so
He's
upset.
so
He's pissed.
sad, dude.
He's freaking
Oh.
out right now.
Matthias, how is the Ogdo Bogdo?
The Ogdo Bogdo?
Yes, on Bogana in Fallen Order. The frog.
I never beat Ogdo Bogdo. I beat the game without
So-
beating Ogdo Bogdo.
You don't have to be
Glitch.
Ogdo Bogdo to beat the game.
I
It's
know.
a mini boss.
And that's why I hated him. He was awful.
But I was on Bogano. I was
Mhm.
on that planet for a good couple of hours. So I was
Yeah.
exploring a lot, and I find this cool.
Okay, so I'm gonna deafen for a second to keep talking myself through this. What makes good content? I think what makes good content is. So I guess, do you want the viewers to be laughing? So, I guess the categories would be, what makes good content slash. How do I entertain? I think that's the question here. And so I guess you can have three categories here. You can have the category of laughing with you and laughing at you and not laughing. Right? Those I think are the three categories of making good content or entertaining, especially when it comes to Twitch. Do you want your viewers to be laughing or not laughing? Do you want to be laughing at what you're doing or with how you're laughing, right? Content ideas. I can flesh this out a bit. I could put streams with others. So like not streaming with others, like not collabs. Streams. I could just put streams with friends. Like Scriblio or Among Us. I don't really want to do Among Us, but you know. Solo games. I could do solo games, but like, what solo games would they be? I have to make sure to know, like. I guess I can put under this. What could I put under this? I mean, hold on. Let me check this out.
For so mad and ragey, but then I finally
See,
killed it.
They're still talking about Ogdo Bogdo, which is what a shame. What a shame. Solo games. I could do games like, so it has to be popular enough to have viewers, not popular enough to have a lot of streamers. I think Harrison was right in the sense that I have to be streaming games that are like, let's give for example like Noita. I love the game Noita, and if I go to Twitch, right? Let me just if I go to Twitch here, right, and I search and I go to my categories that I would like, I look at this and like 106,000 people are watching Five Nights at Freddy's, 15.1k are watching Rocket League. If I click onto Rocket League, right, I'm gonna exit out of that so it doesn't like get confusing. If I click on the Rocket League though, how many streamers are there? Once I scroll down the first like 4 things, I get streamers with like 11 views, right? Which is wild, of course, right? That's the kind of the key. You want to get into categories. You want to get into categories that don't have a lot of viewers, right? Like the perfect game would be like Super Mario 64, especially right now because there's only 1.4k viewers, and so it's much easier. I don't even have to scroll that far. Boom! I already found a streamer with 17 viewers. I go down a bit further. I need to sort this by viewers. Man, I really messed up there. High to low, right? And if I search down from here, I get down. I'm already 11. I'm already 11 on the 4th row, right? I'm at 6 on the 6th row. I go down to this. I'm on 4 on the 8th row, right? Typically, you want your stream to be somewhere within the first 8 rows. Now, if you can, like, it's fine if it's within the first 10 rows as well. But typically, within the first 8 rows, you want to find your stream, because then you're gonna end up getting more viewers watching. Like, I could easily click on any of these streams and just give them a view, right? And that wouldn't be hard for me to do. And it also could help networking as well, but that could be seen as a bit disingenuous. So I don't really want to go about it that way. Let's see if they're still talking about Octobogdo.
Like in circles.
I don't really care.
They are still talking about Octobogdo. So let's go back here. Let's look at some other games. Food and drink. This is cooking streams. Cooking streams are fun. I can't do cooking streams because I don't have the setup for that. Terraria. Terraria is a game I could see myself playing with people. And look, by the time I get down, not even within the 2nd row, there's already 9 viewer streams. So I could get down to like the fucking, yeah, like I could very easily. This guy's not even playing. This guy's not even playing Terraria. Like, see how like that's easy, right? I think that what I need to remember here is the fact that it's if I stream these kinds of games that are having, like, they have a few hundred viewers, right? A lot of followers, a lot of people like watching Terraria, I could get an audience built up just by playing Terraria. I don't even have to be good at it. I just have to be entertaining and playing with my friends. I could start doing that. Something else I could start doing. Let's look at some other categories. Get myself some ideas. Portal 2. No, I don't like Portal 2 enough. I could do Stardew Valley streams. It depends on like the idea. Okay, let's go back to this, right? Let's go back to the Twitch plan. So, what do I want to do? So there's two ideas you could do here: chill streams and chaotic streams, right? Which do I want? I think the idea. Hold on, give me a second. Let me see if that. Are you guys still talking about Obdo?
No. I am. We're talking about stuff.
Okay.
Huh?
Nothing.
Oh.
Yeah. So let's go back to here then, right? What do I want to do? Chill stream or chaotic streams? Because the thing about chill streams, right? I click on to Stardew Valley, 904 viewers right now, only 824k followers. Something important to remember is how many people are following the category, because that's people who are going to be clicking on the category, clicking on the streams, right? These are all probably chill streams, right? That guy, I could watch that guy. That'd be fun. I could watch any of these people, honestly. It's a good way to find streamers is by going through these small chill streams and then finding streamers that you enjoy. I think that's a really good idea. So let's put this in the networking category, I guess. Wait, give me a second here. Okay, let's go back to the main meat and potatoes. So I'm talking about networking here. Following small streamers. And let's put under this 10 to 20 viewer streams. Right? I think this is the best way to go at networking, is following small streamers. I think that following and interacting with, interacting with small streamers, interacting with small streamers. I think that's a very important thing, because then you can get known. So why is this good? You can find connections, build a social network, and eventually climb the ladder. As well, as well as make good friends. I think that's a very important thing to note, is that networking isn't about just getting ahead in climbing the social ladder, but it's also about making good friends as well. I think that's something very important. So let's go back, I think. Hold on. Look here. I also probably need to set some other stuff up, but yeah. I think that's a generally positive right there. And so let's go back to the streams, because I think this is giving me some good ideas here on what games. Love you too, Harrison. I think this is giving me a good idea on what streams I could stream. GeoGuessr, 662 viewers. If I click, let's see how the GeoGuessr streams are going. You have most of the views are coming from these streamers right here, right? Once you go down a bit further, though, right, you get down to the streamers that are around my level, right? People that have the same amount of viewers that I would probably get, right? And I think that's it's this one. Yeah, I mean, some of them are even 0 viewers. There's not a lot of people, but there's also the key to this category. I feel like is also there's not a lot of people streaming it. This is it. This is everybody streaming GeoGuessr. So if someone clicks on this category, and how many people are following this category here? 70,000 people are following this. So if you click on this category and you scroll through the people streaming GeoGuessr, there's not many. Like, this guy right here has more of a chance to get a viewer than I would ever have right now, because I'm streaming in Just Chatting. You can scroll down 1 million Just Chatting streams. 1 million. There are so many out there. When it comes to GeoGuessr, there is 5 rows of streams. So that's 25 streamers that now they're streaming this game. I think that's an amazing way. I think that's a good way to success is finding categories that have a lot of people streaming them. Let's go Spy Party. How many people? Only 15 viewers in Spy Party, and that game's a really popular one. Popular streamers are streaming it. Not a lot of people follow it though. I don't know what this game is. So I guess the ones I'd wanna. Hold on. So yeah, I think Terraria. Let's put under content ideas. Let's put Terraria under there. Content ideas. So streams with other. Terraria is fantastic idea. Terraria is a fantastic idea. Stardew Valley. Fantastic idea. Solo games. Also Stardew Valley. GeoGuessr. Amazing ideas right there. Okay.
Now,
So you talking like
Layers.
linoleum printing or something along those lines?
I don't know what that is.
Linoleum.
Hold on.
Linoleum
Is
is
this
kind of
3D
hard.
You know Canvas.
Okay, let's get back to this. Hollow Knight. That's a lot of viewers though. The fuck control. Overwatch is a dying one. I don't know what aggro is, and I don't really want to play it. What the fuck is Osu? This is kind of a deep dive right now, but Looks like a bullet hell. I don't know. That's a very niche game. I don't. Niche games are games that don't work. Grand Theft Auto San Andreas tells viewers that people watching Roblox, I don't want the Roblox audience. Crusader Kings 3, strategy games. I really enjoy strategy games. But are there any strategy games that would be good to stream? Let's look. Chess, I don't think streaming chess is a good idea. There's a lot of chess streamers. You have to be good at it. I'm not good at chess. So let's wipe that off the table right now. I don't know what Scum is. I have Mordhau. How many people are streaming Mordhau right now? Because if there's not a lot of people streaming it, it could be a good idea. There's a lot of people who are streaming Mordhau. What? Well, actually, there's not that many people streaming Mordhau. Huh. So, Mordhau could be a good idea for a solo game. It's a fun little solo game. So, let's put that. Let's put Mordhau. I can't spell. Mordhau. What else? I think let's not. Let's go back to our categories here. No. I don't like Warframe enough to stream it. Okay. All right. So I think we have a good little idea of what games have. Games not to stream. Unless I'm just doing a fun stream, I think the games not to stream would have to be like Counter-Strike are games, and Among Us are two games I just can't. I wouldn't get anything from streaming those. Just chatting, like I'm doing right now, is a bad idea for streaming. Because the thing about just chatting is that just chatting is kind of... Oh, fucking charge my... Just chatting is so... It's one of the most popular categories on Twitch, which means that you're not going to find a streamer on just chatting. If you're looking through just chatting, you're definitely just not going to have a good time. Like, I don't think people go to the one viewer streams of just chatting unless they're looking for something that's not just chatting. If you get my drift. I could stream Rimworld. Rimworld would actually be a really fun solo stream. How many people follow Rimworld? 390k people. That's more people that follow GeoGuessr, that's for sure. And Rimworld is fun. And look at these viewers. And let's go down. How many people are viewing? Like, there's literally... Okay, there's a lot of people who are streaming this game, though. A lot of one viewer Andys. I don't want to be stuck at a one viewer Andy. I might have to be. I think Rimworld, though, either way is still a good idea for content. So I guess I could put solo games. Rimworld would be a great idea for content, I think. Now, what do I want to do when it comes to chill streams? So, solo, I think, equal chill. I think that's the general gist I want to go. Solo equal chill. Group equal chaos. Group equal chaos, and we'll see which one does better. If I get more viewers by myself than I do with my friends, that'll show kind of like when I want to stream, right? Because if I need to go to stream mode, I need to be by myself, or I just need I can only have one person in, because I like having one-on-ones, right? So I guess we should do solo/duo. Duo equal equal chill. And I think we could do the same thing for these games. Solo games / duo games, I think would be a good idea. Okay. Let's go back to the categories here. Rimworld, that's an amazing idea. Rimworld is a game that I own, that I have a lot of fun with, and that has a lot of followers. And also doesn't have many streamers. It has some streamers, but not a lot of streamers. I think that's very important. I have no water. Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake. Binding of Isaac would be fun. I never got Binding of Isaac though, which kind of like makes it. That's out. It's not sorting by viewers as far as I know, but it could be because now it's down. Game of Tycoon would be a fun game to watch. Let's see how many people follow that though. Probably not a lot. Yeah, there's only 2 streams, but this is sick. There's only 2 guys who are streaming it, but look how many followers it has. Look how many viewers these 2 are getting. If I streamed it, I'm counting it now. If I streamed Game Dev Tycoon like right at this moment, I could get 10 viewers. I could get 10 viewers probably. right? So let's put that. That's a really pog idea right here. I'll put game dev tycoon. That I think would be an amazing idea for content. Dev tycoon. And I think that's good. So networking, right? Formal email. I think let's put under something like emailing popular stream or / Discord messages. I don't know if that would come across as awkward though. I have no popular streamer to bounce it off of. I have no friends who are popular streamers, so I can't bounce that idea off of anybody. I'll ask my friend Harris. Oh, that's not it. Oh.
Don't kill me again if they spawn.
Harrison.
I got you.
What is Gannon up to?
I'm
It's time to go.
I'm
Streaming
streaming right now.
good browser.
No, you are? Okay.
Yeah. No, you're not. I know you're not streaming.
What's this?
No,
about?
Up, and then,
Why
What'd
is
you
this
say,
a
Connor?
thing? Why have
warm
you
up,
done this?
and then we can
Okay, there we
Alright.
go.
Why have you
What?
done this?
But Harrison,
You-
I have a
you-
question to
you-
bounce off of you. I want to see if you can. I want to see if I can bounce a little question off of.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Golly.
No, you couldn't. I couldn't hear you because I deafened because there was a lot. I was trying to talk myself through the idea, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna deafen. It's whatever.
Right.
But no, I have. Okay, so for networking, right?
Mhm.
I could send a formal email to popular streamers, right? I don't know how well that would do. So that's not really like a good idea. Discord messages. How well of an idea do you think that is to get in contact with streamers? Do streamers actually check their Discord messages?
I feel like they do, but I feel like there's going to be a higher volume of people that would contact them through Discord, if that makes sense, just because it's easier to do so. And who knows, they may have mods that might intercept those, and they may not actually be able to read them ever. So I feel like that it is a possibility, and it wouldn't hurt to try it, just to send like a quick message or something like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like so many people, if depending on how popular they are, will be contacting them through Discord anyway. That it would kind of, you might get lost in the shuffle, or you run the risk of that. Whereas a business email, I feel like if you got an email and it's, formally addressed, it has like, a clear subject line and like all that stuff, and you sent it there, they might get back in contact with you, and it might stand out a little bit more, if and when they check their email, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think that is a really reasonable statement. I do have to say, I think that the only time though I could even get any sort of response is if I was like a 10 viewer Andy, I guess. Like, because I bet there's a million people who try to get contact streamers who have like no viewers, right? And I'm one of them. I have no viewers. Like the highest peak I ever hit was 7 viewers, right? Which is insane, right? I made a giant list of games that I could play that would get me like get me a viewer base, right? But like at the end of the day, I would have to be at least like 10 average viewers, right? Around if I ever wanted to even have a chance of getting in contact with another streamer and being like, hey. And the whole thing is, I wouldn't be contacting them to like stream with them. I wouldn't be contacting for a collab. I wouldn't be contacting for a shout out. I just my whole thing is, I want to contact big streamers to see how they did it. What was their steps to success, right? I'm forming my steps to success without any sort of like backbone. I haven't done it before, so the best I can do is just my own theory crafting.
Exactly. Now I will say with that though, if it were me, I would do whatever it took and use both forms or any way of communication that I would know how to get in contact with the streamer. The only thing is though, I wouldn't immediately start contacting someone like, say, PewDiePie.
Oh
or
yeah, no, you don't start
like
contacting big. You start small. Like you find a streamer with like 100 viewers, and then you email them like, hey, how'd you do this, dude? You don't want to like. I wouldn't email like fucking like Shroud when I have one viewer and be like, hey Shroud, how'd you do it? Because that's just a totally different beast.
Right, because if you say in the event that you do get in contact with him, that could be a massive payoff. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's also like,
he wouldn't probably respond to somebody who has no presence, right?
Right.
in order to even get a chance of talking, like getting in contact with somebody like as big as, let's say, like Mizkif or Ludwig, you'd have to at least have like 100 viewers, because
Exactly.
they're gonna see your name, right, before they even do anything. If even assuming, let's say, that they read your email and they're interested, before they do anything about responding, they'd go to your channel, right? I mean, they've even said
Right.
it on stream before when they're helping people out. The first thing they do is always check out their channel. I mean, when Ludwig does streams checking out other people's content, he goes to their channel, right? And if they have less than a certain amount of followers or viewers, he just doesn't do anything, right? Because that's
Right.
like that's like a beggar asking that's like a beggar going to a CEO and being like, hey, can you tell me how to get up to your position? I mean, a lot of times the CEO has no like obligation to help, because the CEO isn't the person you ask for that. You'd want to go ask the accountant how they got there. And once you become an accountant, then you ask the manager how they got there. Once you become a manager, you ask the director. Once you become the director, you go on so on and so forth. You don't want to go 10 steps
Exactly.
ahead of where you're trying to reach.
Right.
Um,
And so like if it were me, for example, right? And if I wanted to get in contact with anybody, I would really want to start off with for example, the Aussie Jedi. I love that content and I would want to stream that content, and I would want to get in contact with him and form a relationship there. And then, after a while we start benefiting each other once we both become fairly big,
100%, yeah.
And then the next step for me at least would be maybe try Star Wars Theory or Sammy Boy, and then eventually maybe people like Zanny or something like that. But you kind of build up the step ladder, and your
Exactly.
content kind of evolves as you go. Just the more people that you get in contact with.
And I
So
think, yeah, you're 100%
yes, sorry.
correct.
He's
Yeah.
gone.
I totally agree. I think also what it comes down to as well, is that like if you're trying to benefit, you have to prove to the other party a lot of times, even if you're friends with that party, that you'd benefit them in some way, right? Because like
Right.
if you go to them asking them for assistance, right? Sometimes they will help you out of the generosity of their own heart. Sometimes they'll be like, yeah, of course I'll help you out of the generosity of their own heart. But a lot of the times it's basically just like, okay, I'll help you. What can you do for me though, as well, right? It's not like I'm
Right.
holding you at gunpoint, because you don't have to go to them, right? So if you're choosing to go to a streamer, a lot of times they'll be like, okay, then what can you do for me, dude? Right? Or like, if I do this
Yeah.
for you, what will I get out of it, or what will it help me with, or like, is there anything you can owe me, whatever, right? Because a lot of times, and it's not really, a lot of people think that like that's selfish if they have so much success, but don't they give it to the people below them? They have no obligation to. If I was in their shoes, I would do the same thing, right? It just doesn't make sense a lot of the times to like do something and not get anything out of it and risk your own viewer base. Especially if you're giving viewers to another streamer,
Right.
you're risking your own viewer base when doing that, right? Because then they might be, especially
Exactly.
like you stream the same stuff. So a lot of times it goes like you'd have to stream similar things but with a different premise, or like you'd have to be like, you'd branch out farther. You have to be separate enough to where they don't risk their viewer base, and you can gain some of their viewer base, but they don't risk their viewer base, while also you can help them out by getting them a different viewer base from a different area. I think that's the best sort of symbiotic relationship between streamers.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with that, because it feels like Twitch is kind of a game, and you kind of have to. It's a lot like chess actually. You kind of have to take risks, and you have to use gambits, but then you can always use fallbacks.
Exactly.
And you can and the more pieces that you have, right? And the more options that you create for yourself, and you don't limit yourself to anything. That's why I think starting out variety streaming is really important, because you're not limiting yourself
100%.
right off the bat.
Right. Because I think that.
And so.
Oh, continue. What were you saying?
Oh yeah, no, and then I was just gonna say, networking with people as you can, you have more options to kind of
100%.
do whatever. So.
I
And
think.
then later, I think it's a good idea. Like if you want to specialize in something, that might be kind of cool.
Yeah.
If you want to specialize later, if that's something that you're wanting to do, or stay a variety streamer. But I think if you start out as something, you kind of are forced to be in that something. And for some people, that's fine, right? Like some Star Wars YouTubers that I watch has started off as Star Wars YouTubers and have continued that way since their beginnings, and have loved it, and they're I guess viewership has expanded of people that are very much into that same kind of groove, and so the communities are really, really cool, and everyone's collaborating with everybody else, even if it's over like a specific thing. You can still do that, but I feel like it's a lot harder to do that at the same time, just because, like I said, you kind of limit yourself with some in terms of
Yeah,
options.
I think that actually, honestly, is a really good point. Because what a lot of people point out, right, is like, let's say you just stream Minecraft, right? By
Right.
just streaming Minecraft, you could actually get a consistent viewer base. I mean, I've seen two. I actually have two examples of people that I knew. Me and Connor met them on like Valorant solo queue once when we were just queuing together playing the game, and two of them, and they both had like 1,000 followers, like 50 consistent viewers, right? Wasn't insane, but they only streamed Minecraft. I even checked out their channel, and all they streamed was Minecraft. Occasionally, they streamed Valorant, and their Valorant streams did awful, right? But because they started their streams on the basis of Minecraft, they couldn't ever grow out of Minecraft, right? It gets you more viewers quicker, right? Doing one thing gets you more viewers quicker. Variety gets you viewers a lot slower. The problem is, you shoot yourself in the foot for future growth, because now you're stuck, right? You might be able to get to
Exactly.
1,000 followers pretty quickly, but then how do you get past that? You can't switch, or else you lose most of those followers. So,
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. It's just, variety streaming, I think, in the early stages really sets you up for success
yeah.
in
Well,
a lot of ways. So.
I think that's a good outline for now. I might do another one of these streams because they're fun to record the VODs for. Even though just chatting, and I was talking about this earlier to myself, so I can remember in the future, like just chatting is one of the awful things to start your stream. Like start streaming just chatting is awful because people aren't looking for like the one viewer just chatting streams. Right.
Right.
People don't look
I mean,
down
that
there.
one guy joined for a little while, you know.
He joined
and
for a
that
little
was
while.
really
He
cool.
didn't, but he didn't follow. He didn't leave any sort of trace, right? And so,
No.
like, it might be cool, but like, if you're looking for a consistent viewer base, just chatting isn't it? Because people will drop by. Yeah, people will of course drop by and be like, "Hey, what's up?" Because it's you're chatting with them. But once they get their fill, they'll just leave and go to another one viewer stream, or they'll go to a higher viewer stream, right? So at the end of the day, I think just chatting doesn't maintain a viewer base well enough because people get bored kind of quickly. And it's so popular, there's so many people doing it that you're way less likely to find people, you know. So,
Right.
I actually have a list of games that I could stream. I was looking at a lot of games and like a good like I have like Game Dev Tycoon. There were two people who were streaming Game Dev Tycoon. One had 200 viewers, one had 400 viewers, right?
Wow. Yeah.
And there were only two people streaming it in the entire thing. Mordhau, that's a game that I own that I really like. There were like 10 people streaming it. GeoGuessr, 6 people. Stardew Valley had like 20. Rimworld had like about 20. I mean, all those games, but the thing is, they have a lot of followers, right? So like people who follow the category, right? Like Rimworld has 302k followers who follow the category and will check the category for frequent updates. GeoGuessr has 72.1k followers, right? Game Dev Tycoon has like 41.1k followers. Mordhau has like 86.7k followers. Terraria has like 1 million followers. You know how many people were streaming Terraria? Like, maybe I think 26, and there were 400 viewers in the category, right? Which is like amazing, right? That's an amazing game to start out on because you're there, and there are so many people who look for Terraria streamers because it's a very chill game, right? So they're gonna be scrolling down, they'll see, oh look, let me just click on this stream, see how it is. You might be able to maintain viewership from those games, right? The key is finding those kinds of games. So I have like a large list of like variety games I can do that could still get me viewership, which I've developed. I have like chill streams, I think, are streams where I'm gonna be like by myself or with one other person. I think those are a good idea for chill streams. Chaotic streams, I think like big group streams, like, you know, the Discord below I'd consider, like the chat below I'd consider a big group, and that would be like a chaotic stream, right? Because nobody's doing the same thing, everybody's talking about whatever, jokes are being made constantly, this constant like things going on, right? In general, that to me is something I can only do for so long. That's why I think if I was streaming it, because already I feel more tired now because I've had to talk the entire time while streaming than I ever do usually just playing a game for like hours, because it's just a different kind of energy suck, right? It's like a different sort of energy sink, I guess, right? So I think it would be hard for me to do chaotic streams. I could do solo streams. It'd be hard. Streaming with friends is fine. Like if I was streaming like Among Us, I know I'm not gonna get any viewers there, but it'd be fun too, just to have it as like a VOD, right? Because if I make a YouTube, I could just cut it up and be like, hey, look at this YouTube channel, look at a YouTube video about Among Us, right? Let's see if it gets like 20 views. So, yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think I've got enough though. So I'm going to go ahead and end stream. Adios. Thank you everyone who tuned in. I'll be back tomorrow maybe.